3 workers have been exposed to harmful radioactive elements while working at the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. There have been reports of a rise in temperature and new plumes of smoke rising from one of the reactors. RT's Igor Ogorodnev is keeping across developments for us.
After being forced off the site of Fukushima by black, potentially radioactive smoke coming from one of the reactors, today the engineers have been able to return to the site. They're focusing on reactor number 3. That's the one that was emitting the smoke. It's also the one that partly operates on plutonium, which is particularly dangerous in case of any potential contamination. What have they been doing? They've been pumping water as hard as they can using hoses inside the reactor to try and cool it down. It was considered that it was potentially the fuel overheating that caused the reactor to start smoking in the first place. There was initially a wave of optimism over the weekend as more and more reactors were connected up to electricity. It was assumed that once this is done, the cooling systems could be restarted. The radiation fallout from the accident keeps spreading. We heard of levels of radioactive iodine being exceeded by more than 100 times around the area in Fukushima, and it's reached as far as Tokyo. Here yesterday, the water was declared unsafe to drink for infants, despite the fact that the government told people stay calm. They've swept all mineral water off the shelves here, so there's a real water shortage here in Tokyo. Other countries are also taking what they're saying are precautionary measures to prevent the radiation spreading abroad. Several countries had already banned the imports of vegetables and fruit grown around the Fukushima area, and today several more joined that list. Australia has now banned imports from Japan for the moment, and also Russia has banned imports from Japanese prefectures. Also, Russians have said that when their planes are stopping and refueling in Japan and Tokyo, they must not take any Japanese food as well. So these are considered just measures out of safety, because the Japanese government is calling for people to stay calm and saying that most of the produce which they're consuming here is absolutely safe. Nevertheless, we got the first estimates of the type of the damage which has been suffered from this earthquake and from the tsunami and from the nuclear accident, and it actually might top $300 billion, perhaps the most expensive natural calamity in history.